Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Litson Motors, the home of Winnebago Industries, where we're literally 1 mile north of the Winnebago Itasca and Winnebago Touring Coach Division of Winnebago Industries here in Forest City, Iowa. I want to welcome all of you. We have approximately 600 people on chat today joining us for our live webcast. We have a real exciting webcast because we literally have 4 2014 Sprinter models where we're going to walk through all of the upgrades for 2014, all the enhancements. The models that we show you today will be true 2014s. Now, these aren't 2014s with 2013 colors and content like some other dealers might have out in the nation right now. So these are true 2014s. You've already seen most of our videos that we do for each of these coaches, so we're not going to go through the entire video presentation. Today we're going to focus on all the upgrades to the 2014 Sprinter lineup from Winnebago Industries, which includes the Winnebago Touring Coach Era, the Itasca by Winnebago Navion 24J that we're in right now, as well as we also have an Itasca Rayo 25P, and just arriving from the factory is a 24V View Profile and Navion IQ 24V that we'll go through as well. So that's the primary focus today. Just a couple of housekeeping items. What really makes these webcasts great is when you, our consumer, interacts with us. And if you log in to the lower right-hand corner of your screen and chat in questions, they'll come to my tablet. And as we go through today's orientation, we'll actually stop and cover those questions as we go. We've had a lot of great questions from our consumers in the past. No question is an unfair question. So please chat out comments, feedback, questions, all of the feedback we get back to Winnebago Industries as well. If you have a friend, a neighbor, a partner, a spouse that actually uses an iPad, make certain that they're actually upgrading their browser to a Flash compatible browser, such as iSwifter or Puffin or one of those types of Flash enabled browsers. Also keep in mind, we can do this type of technology with you at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs with any of our factory-trained consultants. We can do it in the comfort of your own home or office. If you have a partner or spouse that's in a different location, we can also conference them in at the same time. So I'm going to turn today's webcast over to Casey Singlestead. She's our RV sales manager. She's going to cover all of our 2014 enhancements to the Sprinter lineup, and I'll jump in with all the questions that you all chatted in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. So again, welcome.
All right, good afternoon, everybody joining us out there. As Ron mentioned, we're going to touch on a lot of the enhancements that Winnebago has made to their Winnebago and Itasca lineup for 2014, and then also just do some of the hands-on demonstration things that you otherwise really don't get a chance to see in our photos and video. So just kind of starting here in the cab area. One of the big changes for 2014 was actually to the infotainment system. So this is actually the first year that the View Navion receives an infotainment system, which basically what that means is that it integrates a whole lot of conveniences all into one screen. So as you can see right now, we actually have it on the split screen capability. This is going to be your stereo system, your satellite radio, your navigation system, your rear camera, the whole works all in one screen. The really nice upgrade about the 2014s is that Winnebago started using the navigation technology from Rand McNally. Some of you may be familiar with this, some of you might not. What this is Rand McNally makes a navigation system that is truly specific to the RV industry. So as you can see here on the left side of our screen, I'll just go ahead and make that larger, is that it actually has its own RV tools. So when you do this, you can actually type in the information for the specific RV that you have, stating that it's a Class C, what your height is, what your weight is, all of that. And then the navigation system actually charts out a route to make sure that you aren't going to run into any problems with bridge heights, weight restrictions, those types of things. What's also really great, you have itineraries that are specific to RVs, recommended campgrounds. It has different checklists that you can use to keep track of all your maintenance every time you fill up, checklists for once you get to your campsite, the things that you need to do, and then also before you pull out to make sure that everything's done. So really, really nice technology used in this. And then as I mentioned, it integrates everything else into it as well. As you can see, there's a colored rear camera there. There's an auxiliary port, your SD port, and then of course a place for a CD as well.
And Casey, if I can just interrupt, we had one of our viewers, person's name is Al, and Al chatted in a question wanting to know where the memory card is at to upgrade for different routes and things like that with the Rand McNally. And I'm not sure, Al, if you're the gentleman that is actually purchasing this coach, but we're actually in Al's coach today. This is a 2014 Itasca by Winnebago Navion 24J. So good question, keep them coming in, and Casey, if you can cover that.
Yep. So right here behind the covers that are for the SD and the auxiliary ports is actually right where that memory card is located. As you can see, I can just pop it out just like that. And that's the Rand McNally brand of that memory card. And so that's all that you'd need to pull out in order to update your maps.
And then that can be actually inserted into your computer and tied in with the Rand McNally user ID, and you can upgrade as different routes, streets are changed, businesses come and go, etc.
Exactly. Yeah, so truly a really great system. Winnebago has implemented this in nearly their entire lineup that offers a navigation system is the Rand McNally brand. So a really good change. Another
question that just came in on that from John. John wanting to know, he understood that this did have Bluetooth hands-free calling, but wanting to know where the microphone is located on his truck. It's actually located overhead, but where is it at here?
Sure. In this infotainment center, it's actually right here. You can see the little label that says MIC. That's where the mic is located. And yeah, that was a feature that I hadn't even covered, is you can actually pair your phone right to the stereo. You can make calls, receive calls, all of that can be done right through this system. So some really nice conveniences with that.
And then a follow-up question to that John had, wanting to know how does SiriusXM work? Where do you add the antenna, etc.? And I know we don't have to do that, but if you could cover that case.
Yep. Also a new feature with the infotainment center is that Sirius radio is actually built right into this system, which is great. So the antenna is already on the coach. All that you simply need to do is just activate your account, and then you'll have Sirius satellite radio.
And also the great thing about this is you can actually be utilizing this while you're at your resort or campground. Obviously we have up front cab seats that swivel so that they do become integral living components, but you can power this infotainment center directly off of the Mercedes chassis battery, or you can do it directly off your RV batteries to take advantage of the SiriusXM satellite capability, or simply do conference calls. We have a lot of folks that are out on the road using these as mobile offices.
Perfect. Keep those questions coming if you think of anything else that's in relation to the navigation, but I'm going to do just real quick, kind of show you what these cab window blinds look like as well, since we're up here. Winnebago does a really nice job and makes fitted cab window blinds, so that way you can completely block everything out once you're at your campsite or resort. The locks are just on that other side, but that kind of gives you an idea what that looks like. And then you'll have the same thing that'll cover up the side windows as well. So that way you can completely use this front cab area once you're parked.
And also new for 2014 is the carbon fiber style dash applique system.
Yep, that carbon fiber is what is paired with the new Aosta cherry cabinetry color, and then as well as the Marbella that Winnebago has changed to as well. I'm going to go ahead and give just a quick demonstration as well, just to show you how easy it is to swivel around these cab chairs. The easiest way to do it is just to go ahead and slide the cab chair forward. And then it's actually easy enough to just go ahead and use your foot on the release that's located down at the base of the chair. And that releases that swivel so that you can go ahead and turn that chair all the way around. These are the standard cab chairs that come from Mercedes. However, they are completely adjustable. Back, adjust the lumbar, the tilt in the seat, you can actually raise and lower it, so still some really great adjustments so that you can be completely comfortable as well.
A good question that actually just came in from Mark S. wanting to know, he has a 12-foot garage, wanting to know whether or not this would fit in his 12-foot garage.
Absolutely. The height of the View Navion to the tallest standard feature, which is in this particular coach is going to be the TV antenna, is 11 foot 3 inches. So you'd have no problem fitting that into a 12-foot stall. And actually the King Jack antenna that they put on the coaches is actually taller than most satellite dishes as well. So even if you did choose to put a satellite dish on the roof, since it is pre-wired for it, that would still be the tallest feature, is that TV antenna.
And then kind of a loaded question that just came in from Kit, wanting to know whether or not we've ever considered utilizing an all-electric coach with an electric heat source as well as electric hot water heater.
Not to my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, it's certainly everything's always on the table with Winnebago Industries, but not any plans in the work that we're aware of right now.
Right. As far as overhead area, you'll have the option of course, the bed that's located up here, the front entertainment, or just cabinetry storage as well, just depending on the floor plan that you receive. In the 24J that we're currently standing in, the TV is located right above the door, which will also change depending on the floor plan that you're purchasing. Everything, of course, is the HD televisions. This is the LED by Jensen. You'll also have hookups for a TV in the rear bedroom.
Some nice new cabinetry for 2014,
yep.
If you can touch on that.
This is the new Aosta cabinetry. So this is Aosta Cherry cabinets. It's a brand new color for Winnebago in 2014. Even though the list of changes for the View in 2014 really isn't too terribly long, Winnebago puts a lot of nice little finishing touches each year. So as you can see, this year they've changed out all of the hardware on all of the cabinets. It just looks really nice and clean. All of the countertops have also changed. These are provided from Technoform, which is the same company that makes the cabinets. And it's a nice high gloss finish on that just really gives it a really nice final touch. That in combination with the new LED lit backsplash just really finishes off the galley area in the View Navion very well. The other new thing for 2014, while we're over here kind of in this entry area, is the new Jensen coach stereo that comes with it. Winnebago used this type of a stereo in the past as well. The main thing that's going to be different now is that this also has Bluetooth on it, so that you can pair this with your phone, making it very easy to, like when you're using the exterior speakers, you can run the music off of your phone rather than having to come inside of the coach to mess around with the stereo system. Otherwise, the other features in comparison to the 2013 are going to be very similar. We'll cover the awning once we step outside, but while we're standing right here, that is where you'll find the switch for it. It is still the electric awning, which is the same from 2013. The new thing is going to be the LED light strip that's also located in the awning, and we'll take a look at that when we step outside.
And then Casey, if I can interrupt, Paul just chatted in a question wanting to know the actual light source for the LED, whether it's on a switch or on all the time. And perhaps just to clarify the question, maybe we can cover both the overhead lights as well as the LED light strip in the awning, because I'm not real clear on his question, but that way we cover it both.
Sure. The LED light strips for the awning simply has a toggle on and off switch that's located right here. So that's, I mean, you either choose whether or not you want it on or off. It's not an automatic thing. If you don't want the lights on, you certainly don't have to have them on. But just a nice little accent feature when you are using the awning, particularly when it's darker outside. It gives you a really nice accent there. And then ceiling lights, as Ron had mentioned, are also all LED, and all of those have their own wall switches. So let's see here, we'll just switch a few of them off. Like the main, these two main ceiling lights, the switch for that is located just inside the door, so that way you can turn some lights on instead of walking into a dark coach.
There's a lot of great benefits to going to LED. They come on in a much more rapid fashion compared to incandescent or compared to fluorescent. They also absorb a lot less energy. So if you're dry camping, hotel camping, they're going to utilize a lot less energy off of your RV batteries when we're utilizing LED lights compared to traditional lighting.
Another really nice feature, especially when you're in a smaller coach like our Sprinter-based coaches, is that those LED lights don't get hot to the touch. Not nearly the way that some of the incandescent lights did, so they don't give off the same amount of heat as well. Kind of making our way through the galley, a lot of this is going to look really similar from last year. In 2013 they added back the double bowl stainless steel sink that comes with the wood sink covers, nice high-rise faucet, so that's very easy to use. The hinged range top is also the same from 2013.
And then Casey, if I can just interrupt, we had a question that just came in from Sam wanting to know where the sink covers went for 2014.
Where they're stored right now?
Probably thinking that they're no longer available, but they're available, we just don't have them out right now.
They are available. They do come with the 2 separate wooden sink covers. Winnebago, when they ship us the coaches, they nicely package everything together and put that, it's probably actually right here in this wardrobe closet is where they're currently at, but you do still get 2 sink covers.
And if you take a look at the window sticker on our site, on Litson.com, you'll actually see that's part of the interior upgrade package, are the dual sink covers for the dual basin stainless steel sink. So great questions.
Yep, this nice LED lit backsplash actually has its own separate switch labeled right here that's just called Accent, and so you can see the kind of look that you've got when it's turned off, and then also of course when you've got it on. So really nice added touch there by Winnebago. Let's see. Everything else back in this area should be the same. If you take a look inside the wardrobe closet, this is where you'll find some of those accessories that you may otherwise think are missing. So you do still get the fitted cab carpet, which is this piece here. And then of course sewer hose, this is where those sink covers are located, are right in here. And that'll match whichever cabinetry color you get. They try to tone that towards it. And then of course your accessories for your convection microwave, and then there'll also be a box that has all of your remote controls and things like that in there as well.
Another good question that actually just came in, and probably when Josh went down to the bed, wanting to see, actually Sandy chatted in the question, wanting to know what storage is underneath the bed.
Sure. So for those of you that are really familiar with the View Navions, you know that there's been some changes with this. As you used to have a partitioned bed and a very large storage door right here that you accessed in and out of. Now we've separated. Your exterior storage has its own separate compartment, and then inside you actually have this separate hinge storage compartment, which is great. It holds itself open, so you're not having to mess with that while you access things that are in there. But as you can see, it's a really nice large space, so you get a lot of extra storage space here below the bed. And then this area here that you see, that's where your exterior storage is.
And that's accessible from outside the coach with the hatch that pops up. And a great piece to this is that Winnebago utilizes computer-aided design so that we can try to take advantage of every square inch of potential storage within a coach. So they actually CAD all of these out on computer software so that we can actually take advantage of all the storage capabilities.
All right. Don't think a whole lot of changes in the bathroom, but we'll go ahead and open that up just so that you can kind of take a peek. So the 24J does feature the rear corner bath. Your other option, of course, in the View Navion would also be the 24M that has the super slide with the sofa and the dinette on it, and then you would have a rear bathroom across the back of the coach. You get a nice separate vanity area outside, so that way you can have 2 people essentially getting ready at one time, with the shower still being able to be used, and then your separate vanity area here with lots of nice storage in this area. Your refrigerator does get the stainless steel inserts, which I also believe is part of the interior upgrade package. And you get the additional storage below as well, with the extra full-length extension slide-out drawer. You'll also notice on the 24J you do get the child seat tether down here at the bottom of the dinette, which you would also have on the 24M floor plan as well. A lot of times that's in a lot of coaches where you find a dinette, you'll also receive that, that tether. Nice large refrigerator that you can take a look at here, which will be one of the changes that we'll go through when we head over to the 24V. The 24J as well as the 24M both feature the dinette. This is in the ultra leather cover, which Winnebago uses. Very easy to access all the storage below, which is what's so great about it, is that the bench is actually on a piano hinge. So it's very easy to go ahead and open that up, and you can truly access every square inch of storage in there without having to mess with a separate cushion or piece of plywood, or potentially a drawer down below where you really can't utilize that storage space. This is also very easy to make into a bed simply by flipping up the table leg, and then it's just an up and down motion with the table that will then lay that into another sleeping space for you. So you can ultimately sleep up to 6. in the 24J, as well as the 24M floor plan as well.
And then Casey, if I can just interrupt, Dennis actually just chatted in a question. Says he has a 24V Navion IQ on order with us and had ordered the Linden interior and just wanted to confirm that that's what this was.
This is actually the satellite interior in the View. And yep, the 24V that we have here is the Navion, so that would not have the Linden in it either. But this is the satellite interior. With this you get more of your taupey gray type of tones, versus in the Linden I believe you have a bit more of the brown tones in the Linden.
And then a follow-up question from Paul that had actually chatted in a couple of great questions earlier, wanting to know the material of the table compared to the countertops, and just if you can describe who the supplier is and that type of thing.
Yep, both the table and the countertops are both supplied by Technoform. They both get the same pattern, and both of them have that nice glossy finish on it. It really gives it more of a high-end feel with that finish that Winnebago puts on the table. Well, Technoform does it, but... And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I believe Linden is a Navion color. The View has the Copperfield and Studio B in the satellite, and we're in the satellite interior. So we'll check out the Navion. We virtually just picked it up from the factory moments ago, and one of our sales consultants here is working on getting it set up. So we haven't been in that one yet, so we'll learn the interior color together. But otherwise, I think that pretty much highlights the new things for 2014 on the inside of the View. So we'll go ahead and take a stroll outside so that you can see some of the nice things that they've done to the exterior as well. So as we talked about the controls for the electric awning, we'll go ahead and take a look at that here once we step outside. However, the first and most obvious thing that you're going to notice is the dyed fiberglass. This is brand new for 2014. Winnebago is implementing this in a lot of their coaches now. You kind of get the whole feel and color of full body paint without having to have the extra expense of it. So really nice there. It's actually all of this taupe brown type of color that you see is actually dyed right into the fiberglass. Just like when Winnebago would otherwise dye the fiberglass white in previous years, it's now dyed this nice brown color instead. So you get a really nice look off of that. I'll go ahead and bring out the awning. So really nice electric awning. I believe in the 24J and the 24M, it's actually a 15-foot awning. In the View Profile and Navion IQ, it'll be a 16-foot awning. And actually, I should finish rolling that out. There we go. Okay, so once you have the awning rolled all the way out is when you can see the LED light strip, and Josh, you might have to step here underneath to get a good look at that. But that'll provide some really nice light for you, like I said, especially when it's darker out. Once you get towards evening, you get a really nice glow that comes from the LED light strip that's located just there in the awning tube.
And a great question that actually just came in from Tim, wanting to know whether or not this awning stays fixed in a straight pattern coming out, or if you can pitch it like a traditional manual awning. So really great question.
Yeah, really great question. And that is one of the really nice features of this awning. In previous years, I believe it was actually a running line change last year, if I remember correctly, that Winnebago did change to an awning where you can actually adjust the pitch. And Josh, if you want to take a look at it right over here, you'd have to come to the inside. There's actually a pin where you can...
It'll come down?
Yeah, where you can adjust the pitch of the awning, just here. So as you can see, you have 6 different locations where you can adjust the pitch to the awning, and you can leave it however you want it set. You don't have to reset it each time, so you can automatically set it to drop to one side if that's where you want all of your rain runoff to head towards. And then you can just leave it that way. So once you have it set where you like it, you can just roll it back in and not have to worry about that the next time that you use your coach. So it is a really nice feature to that. This is that nice large exterior storage compartment that we talked about that's underneath the other side of the bed. This is where Winnebago gives you a specific storage location for the ladder that's for the bunk bed. And then also Winnebago really makes it easy. Lots of conveniences that they add, makes it super easy to winterize your coach. If you're like some of us up in the Midwest where you need to do that. Otherwise, exterior-wise, I think we'll take a look at the front cap. Winnebago's done a really nice job adding some chrome finishes. As you can see, the View logo is a nice bold chrome finish this year. And then they've added a nice touch across the front cap as well. You can take a quick peek at that with the chrome Itasca logo that's on the Navion IQ as well. And so the will have the same thing, it just simply says Winnebago instead. You'll have to ignore, forgive us for some of the noise, as we've got some construction going on here at the dealership.
And then a good point that actually just came in, Dennis took a look at the Navion IQ 24V and said, I think that's mine, I want to see the fridge, so why don't we jump over there next? So we'll get right there, Dennis.
All right, so this is the Navion IQ that just came. As you can see, the dyed fiberglass on this coach as well. And this is the Linden interior. Yep. So this is actually, so Dennis, this is very possible that it is your coach actually. So thank you for allowing all of our virtual visitors inside of your new home. But this is the Linden interior, also has the Aosta cabinetry. What Dennis was mentioning is one of the really nice upgrades for the 24V and 24G floor plan in 2014 is the new refrigerator. So what's different about this is before you would have seen one large door that was all together, and then you had a separate ice box inside. And for 2014, Winnebago has separated those out so that you get your own separate freezer space. What's really nice about this is that it is still a three-way refrigerator, so that you can run this off of LP electricity, whether that's your generator or when you have shoreline power, or off of your batteries. And you can go ahead and set that to automatic. It'll completely run itself based on the type of source it has available. It only runs your batteries down to a certain voltage level, which I don't remember off the top of my head what that number is, but it automatically will switch over to start using your LP once your battery drops to a certain voltage, so that way it doesn't run your batteries totally dead. So a really nice change for 2014. Otherwise, we'll just kind of scoot around so that you can see the 24V floor plan. Because otherwise, a lot of the changes are going to be the same from what we just looked at in the 24J floor plan.
And a really good point that Dennis just chatted back in. He said, you know, one of the things that really amazes me is this coach was literally just built down the road and driven up to where I'm going to take delivery by a Litzen Motors employee, and no longer has to worry about a delivery driver towing their car out to their local dealer. So literally 5 minutes ago, this coach was sitting at Winnebago Industries, and now it's here at the dealership, and we'll begin the prep process on getting it ready for Dennis. So thank you for that, Dennis.
Winnebago still uses the MCD night and solar roller shade, which is a really great feature. Upgrade from the day-night pleated shades that you used to find in the majority of RVs, or the Venetian blinds, which Winnebago didn't use a whole lot of, but makes it very easy to use those blinds. Your solar shade, the really great thing about this is that even when it's pulled, you can still see outside, which wasn't something that you could do previously with the day pleated shade. And then of course your night roller shade that'll completely black it out. Simply pull and release, and they'll nicely glide back up into place. You can adjust the speed in which they retract as well as their stopping point. All very easy to do.
And Eric just chatted in a question saying that he joined late, wanting to know if that's the new Rand McNally infotainment system. And we can actually spin back. We'll actually archive this webcast, so we won't go through the whole thing, but that is correct. That is the Rand McNally RV GPS infotainment system that includes all the things that Casey touched on earlier. So
Yep, you'll definitely want to go back and check that out. We covered that in pretty good detail, kind of showing all of the nice features of that infotainment center.
And we also covered at the tail end of every one of the 2014 videos that I do for all of the Sprinter lineups. So there's a nice description of that at the tail end of each video on our website currently.
One of the bigger differences that you'll notice between the View and Navion, of course, is the aerodynamic top hat. And when you have the View Profile or the Navion IQ, you do get the addition of this second skylight that has a night shade over top of it, so that way you can still get some privacy, but you get some really nice natural light in when you want it. And then of course you also have the electric lifting vent as well, which was in the View Navion. We just failed to cover that. But that wasn't new for 2014. They did add that last year.
Lisa just chatted in a question wanting to know which of the Via and Rayos is actually parked right behind this, and that's where we're headed next. So a pretty good segue.
Yes, the Rayo parked right outside is the new 24P floor plan. If you look at some of our archived webcasts, that was the floor plan that we went through a few months ago now. But we'll cover some of the main points of it. As you can see now, we've got some really nice progress going on our new facility. Scheduled to be done with that hopefully towards the end of October.
And so actually what you're actually looking at right now, Josh, if you can just flip back to that, that's the entrance to our showroom, and then we'll have all of our service and service drives on each side.
All right, so this is the 24P, brand new floor plan for 2014, so everything about it is new essentially. This is the nice sandalwood exterior full body paint. It's been a really popular paint choice for us this year for 2014. You get some really nice color tones in with that. One of the great things about the 24P is that it does have really nice storage. This compartment here is actually specifically, Winnebago specifically designed it for golf clubs. So we know we have a lot of golfers out there, but for those of you that don't, it's still a really nice storage compartment to have on the exterior. But you can actually fit 2 full bags of golf clubs in this storage compartment, as well as some additional exterior storage through some of the bottom bays. Of course, some of those are filled with things like generators and service locations and things of that nature. Then you get another really nice large storage location here on this side as well, which is also below the bed, the corner bed, just like what we saw in the 24J as well. New for 2014, just in the Via Rayo line, just in general, is also the electric awning that has the LED lights in it as well. This one you can also adjust the pitch. It'll be exactly the same as what was on the Navion that we just looked at. The only real addition is that when you have a full body paint coach, you do get the addition of the cover that goes on the awning to protect your awning fabric. It looks like Ron is demonstrating the screen door here for us. This is in the Via Rayo, a really nice addition that Winnebago made to the Via and Rayo a couple of years ago. So that way, even though you get the nice quiet door, you still get that screen door so that you can get some nice airflow throughout the coach. Moving inside, you'll notice a lot of the additions that were made to the View Navion were also made to the Via and Rayo, such as the Jensen stereo that has the Bluetooth capability just inside the door. This is also where you'll find the controls for the electric awning and the LED light that goes in that awning as well.
And I predicted this question as soon as I actually opened up that screen door, wanting to know, John actually chatted in the question, wanting to know whether or not we can retrofit the screen door back to his 2010. And unfortunately, it's a different door threshold. We've checked with Winnebago before, and the bottom of the threshold is actually what's different. So unfortunately, anything's possible, but I mean, within prudent cost, it's really difficult to do. There are some other nice aftermarket accessories that you can use for screen doors as well, though.
So this is the 24P floor plan. As we discussed, it's brand new for 14. So With the 24J that we were just in, this is really that same floor plan except applied in the Class A version of the Sprinter chassis. So now you get that in the Via Rayo, which ultimately means that you get a little bit more space from the fact that it is a Class A type of build. So like located just behind the dinette, you have a really nice large wardrobe space as well as a nice large LED Jensen TV. And your wardrobe space here. So you get a nice clothes hanging rod and just a massive amount of storage here in the wardrobe, along with the full drawer stack that's located below. These are a lot of those accessories that we talked about when we were in the view as well. And back in the corner is where you'll also find the bathroom for this. A little bit different in that the vanity is located right inside of the bathroom area. One of the new features for 2014 is the new tankless water heater. So you will find an additional control that's located here in the bathroom where you can control the temperature of your water heater as to whether it's on high or low, essentially. But otherwise, pretty similar features there. Back in the rear corner bed area, you do have the rear TV that already comes in the coach, versus in the 24J in the View and Navion, you have the hookups for it. Same type of system with the bed. In the Via and Rayo, the bed is actually already partitioned for you, so that you can simply flip that up. And then same type of deal here below the bed. You get some really nice storage space here. This also has that 2-door Norcold refrigerator. Again, 3-way, so you can power it from 3 different sources. But otherwise, same refrigerator that we just looked at in the 24V. This does come with the 1000-watt inverter as well, so that way you can run a lot of your 110-volt appliances and some outlets off of that inverter, so that you don't have to start your generator or have shoreline power. But also all LED lights, has the King Jack TV antenna, which was new for 2013. This will also have the same infotainment center that we covered in the View and Navion as well. The front of the Via and the Rayo does have the wraparound curtains that will wrap all the way around the front cab area and then meet in the middle of the windshield so that you can block that area off once you're settled in your campsite. Get some nice accent lights there above those front cabinets as well. Again, kind of some of those finishing touches that Winnebago puts on their motorhomes. I see we just had a question chatted in from John wondering about the size of the refrigerator. And to be honest, I'm really not sure. So we would need to check on that. Like I said, it's a brand new refrigerator that Winnebago just started using this year. So I'm not up to speed on the specs for that yet. However, it's certainly something that we can find out for you. So if you'd like, we would just simply need your contact information, and one of our sales consultants would be happy to figure that out for you and get back to you. And again, just another reminder, exactly what we're doing right now we can do for you on any of our in-stock coaches that we have here, whether it be new or pre-owned, so that you can really step inside of it and take a closer look without having to drive all the way from Forest City, because we have customers all over the United States and Canada and even some in Europe, and so this gives you a really nice option to be able to take a closer look at some of our coaches beyond the videos that we have on our website. So I think we could probably head over to the Era, unless there's anything else you want to cover in here. And don't hesitate to continue to ask questions on the View Navion or on the Via Rayo, because we'd be happy to come back to that. So this is the 2014 Era. And same thing, we did do a completely in-depth webcast on the 2014 era as well, so you can always go back to reference that if you have some additional questions. But they made some really nice upgrades in the era for 2014. They added an electric awning with an LED light strip. As you can see, we've got a really nice finish on the what they now offer as full body paint. So you can get your era in either white, the carbon black color, or in really nice brilliant silver full body paint. So gives it a really nice finish to the coach.
Yeah, in case I'm not sure if you covered that, I may have missed that, I apologize, but that's actually a powered awning too.
Yes. Yep, it is the electric awning. As you can see here, towards the rear of the coach, Winnebago did add the exterior speakers in 2014. So a really nice finish to the outside so that you can sit underneath your patio awning and still listen to your stereo. That Jensen stereo that they use is the same that we just saw in the Via Rayo and View Navion, so that you can use your Bluetooth right from your phone on that. This particular era is the 70A floor plan. So you do have the TV that can swivel around so that way when you're sitting underneath your patio awning you can still watch TV. So a nice little feature to that. You get a nice countertop extension. You do get the solid surface countertops in the era, which is also a nice little finish. In the 70A, this front bed here will make into an additional sleeping space so that you can technically sleep 3 individuals in the era. The rear has twin beds that can also has a flex bed system similar to what we saw in the 24V, so that you can make that into one large sleeping space. On the interior for 2014, Winnebago did add the infotainment center that we discussed in the View Navion and Via Rayo as well. So all of those same features with the Rand McNally, Bluetooth with your phone, the Sirius satellite radio built right into that head unit with the antenna already on the roof.
Oh, and a great question that actually just came in from Rick, wanting to know if we can add levelers to any of the Views, Navions, or Vias or Rayos.
Absolutely. We've had several customers that have done that. The really great thing is that HWH is actually located right here in Iowa. It's actually in Moscow. That's close to the Iowa City area, about 3.5 hours from the dealership. We can facilitate that whole process for you. We also get you some discounted pricing versus if you were to schedule that direct. And they can add the leveling jacks to any of the Via Rayo or View Navion floor plans. So, awning controls for the 70A are located just here underneath the countertop. And so same thing with the light that's in that awning. You can switch that on and off just here. And then of course extend that out from that button as well. The era does still have, it'd be what's considered a box style awning versus what you would see on the Via Rayo or View Navion, which also ultimately means that you have 2 arms that will flip down and you can either rest those on the ground or there are hooks on the side of the era that you can put them into as well if you prefer to not have them underneath your patio.
Let me peek around and interrupt again. Another great question that Jack actually just submitted, wanting to know whether or not the wheels on the Rayo are the aluminum wheel option.
The way that we order our stock coaches is actually with the stainless steel wheel liners. As you can tell from aesthetically, they really look the same as what's now, Winnebago has switched to a chrome wheel versus the aluminum that they've used in prior years. So this is the stainless steel wheel liner. They do have the option to upgrade these wheels to the chrome. So that would be an additional option for you. There's just quite a bit of an expense that comes with that, and so typically we don't order that on our stock coaches. However, you could certainly order that on a custom coach.
That's some really great questions today.
Yeah, we've had really great interaction. That's what makes these so great. If you have any suggestions for future webcasts, we're happy to hear your feedback on that and show you anything that we have available that you're interested in seeing. So we're starting to get a lot of our 2014 inventory in, so all of that's building and building, which is great. So otherwise, we want to thank you for tuning in and watching our webcast today on all the sprinters. Any additional questions that you have, just feel free to give us a call. at our toll-free number, or otherwise just visit our website, and you can certainly chat in questions there, or go ahead and submit your information if you've got some detailed questions you'd like us to get back to you on. But thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next month for our next webcast.